Hello and welcome to my today's video. Many of you guys asked me why I transported Bunka to Yerevan Zoo almost 9 years ago. So I will give you a quick answer and I like to speak about Bunka. So do you know, before the transport from Bunka to Yerevan Zoo, there lived the other elephant in Yerevan Zoo. It was a more than 10 years older elephant bull. His name was Grant and he was around 18 years old at this time. We speak from 2013-2014, so 10 years ago. Target, lift, 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 good boy, good boy. And this elephant was alone, like Bunka today, in Yerevan Zoo. And because this situation is not good, and I said it already 10 years ago, so I said I transfer the adult elephant bull Grant out of Yerevan Zoo, and then I come back with a young elephant bull who is 12 years younger than Grant, our Bunka. And this means that Yerevan Zoo have 10 years more time until to be in the same situation like today, I mean in 2013, where I transferred the only elephant from Yerevan Zoo to another place. So, and I also said this in a television interview at this time. I can show you a short clip.
The problem is that he's alone.
The problem is that he is alone. But with the planned bull exchange, Yerevan Zoo will have 10 years more time before the zoo is back in the same situation as the zoo is today. So, of course, in this time, this was 19 February 2014, I hoped that the new enclosure, we already planned this new enclosure with the other minimum standards. I can show you a small picture, 10 years old. And of course, we hoped, or I hoped, that this enclosure will be started to build or maybe even finish to build in the next 2 or 3 years. But I said we have 10 years more time until we are in the same situation like today, that I have to transfer the elephant in another place. And now time is running and we already have only 1 year more time until Bunka's 10th anniversary in Yerevan Zoo. The transport was 8 years and 10 months ago. So this is not news that I don't like the facility in Yerevan Zoo how it is today, and that I'm not satisfied with the situation that the elephant there is alone. Doesn't matter, Grant, the former elephant, or Bunka, the present elephant. To be fair to Yerevan Zoo, I must say, Yerevan Zoo was not inactive in this 10 years. They did a lot of good improvements in other animal species enclosures, like hyena enclosure, tiger enclosure, bear enclosure, wolf enclosure, lion enclosure, etc. But not with the elephant. And I said 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, that Yerevan Zoo have 10 years more time until he is in the same situation. And a half year ago, on one of my previous videos, I said that I will give Yerevan Zoo this 10 years, so it's now 1 year and 2 months time to find a solution for Bunka. And there are 3 options. It's actually 2 options with number 2, A and B. The first option is that Yerevan Zoo build a new enclosure. Yeah, but I must say, to build a new enclosure will cost us minimum $1 million. And if Yerevan Zoo builds the enclosure what we planned already 10 years ago, I mean, let's say 20 years is much time, is old for a new enclosure. So an enclosure what is new built today is old in 20 years. The development in zoo in zoo enclosures is very, very high. So, and we not planned a state-of-the-art enclosure, we planned a more than a other minimum standards enclosure. So today, if they now start to build this enclosure, it's new, but the plan is already 10 years old. So this means, in my idea, in 10 years from today on, the enclosure is not 10 years old then, the enclosure then is 20 years old. What is really old? This is not state of the art. I hope you understand my point. Of course they can build also an enclosure what is better than our plans from 10 years before. The other option is that Yerevan Zoo send the elephant away to another place. Option 2. To another zoo. Maybe other is interested in Bunka's genetic because his father is not alive and he is the only son from his mother. He is zoo born, by the way. Or to B, the other option of number 2, is to send him somewhere in a sanctuary in Southeast Asia. But in my experience and in my opinion, we need 3 points what really must be in the new facility. Doesn't matter, is it in Yerevan Zoo, is it in another zoo, or is it in a sanctuary? We have to think in Bunka, and for Bunka, these 3 points are essential. Doesn't matter what is the new home called. So, point number 1, he needs more space. This will be for sure in a new enclosure, but maybe as a minimum. This will be for sure also in another zoo, I think, and maybe in a state-of-the-art enclosure. And this will be for sure, and I think at most, in an elephant sanctuary. Let's speak about point number 2, and point number 2 is he needs a company, being together with other elephants, being no longer alone. This is most important. This is possible in a new facility if Yerevan Zoo build a new facility. And I think this is also possible in another zoo if other maybe like to breed with Bunka or so on. He will be together also in a bachelor group. He will be together with other elephants. And this can be also in an elephant sanctuary, of course, but it really must be the target that he is together with other elephants. I say this because this Kavan from Islamabad Zoo, he still is solitary, he still is alone in his enclosure. He have 2 females nearby in a separate enclosure, but he is, since 2 years, he is in this sanctuary in Cambodia, and he still is alone in his enclosure. He was the loneliest elephant in the world, in Islamabad they said, but he still is, because He still is alone in his enclosure. So maybe they have no experience in bringing a long years alone elephant together with other elephants in the integration. But maybe there are also other reasons they don't like to breed. They like to make these voluntary things with the females, and so I don't know. Doesn't matter. So if Bunka comes in a sanctuary, really he needs to be together, really together with other elephants, not like Havan. And point number 3, he needs protected contact, and he needs a target training wall and treatment. Target trainings, medical treatment like this, pedicure, etc. You saw on my last video that we give him a treatment on his tail. There was a small skin wound on his tail, and it's become a little bit infected, I don't know, bacterial or a fungal infection. And the keepers called me and said, Tobias, look at this, it looks a little bit infected and so. And then I trained him with a tail training. And I did it twice a day, 2 times a day. And on the second day, on the first training, so on the altogether 3rd training, he completely gave me his tail out of the target wall fence, and I was able to give him his first treatment. So you know that there is a very big trust between Bunka and me. You also can see it. I was in October in Yerevan, and now I came back in May. So more than a half year I was not there. And when I came back, he not saw me because I stayed there with some guys in a group. But then I called him Bunka, and you can see his reaction that he recognized me and that he was really happy to see me after a half year. Bunka, good morning. Good morning, Bunka. Ja, hallo. Hallo, Bunka. Good morning. So you must know, I started to work with Bunka in his former zoo where he was before. 10 years ago. And I trained him in this zoo more than a year, and then I bring him to Yerevan, and in Yerevan Zoo for a full year I was his main elephant keeper there and so on. And twice a year or a few times a year I come to Armenia and work with him, and I have very, very good relationship to Bunka, but he needs a protected contact. And even the elephant sanctuaries in America, for example, the Elephant Sanctuary in Tennessee, or ARC 2000, Performing Animal Welfare Society in California, they have really very large elephant sanctuaries. I think the Elephant Sanctuary in Tennessee is the largest in the world, with 1,100 hectare space. But even in these sanctuaries, they have target walls, they have target trainings, they do pedicure, and they give medical treatment on a target wall. It is not possible to keep Bunka in free contact, in direct contact. He is a very dangerous elephant bull, and it is not good to keep him without any treatment. So for Yerevan Zoo, we have already there the target training wall, we have the target training. So this is for sure, even in a new enclosure, in the old enclosure, target training, check. So in a new zoo, I think also check. I think every zoo in Europe and also around the Caucasus area, if they keep elephant bulls, they have protected contact, they have target training walls, they have trainings. For sanctuaries, I said in North America, yes, and also in America, South America. But in Southeast Asia, the most sanctuaries not have this for their elephant bulls. There are a few sanctuaries, yes, which have target training wall and pedicure and trainings for the elephants, even in sanctuaries. For example, Wildlife SOS in India have it, but many sanctuaries in Southeast Asia not have it. So, I would say the 3 points what are in my opinion a really must is Bunka needs more space, Bunka needs company of other elephant, and Bunka needs the protected contact. Doesn't matter in which facility, but this is what he definitely needs in any facility which like to keep him. So this is just an input for you guys to think about it. Yeah, and I promise here, if someone from the Free Bunka campaign or from the Friends of Bunka campaign send me an email, a private email, to say me the name of the sanctuary where they like to send Bunka, I like to visit this sanctuary for free, so on my own costs, and I like to check that these 3 points are correct there. And by the way, if the municipality of Armenia decide to send Bunka in a sanctuary, I said there are 3 options, actually 3 options. I not do the decision. I'm on Bunka's side, doesn't matter what is the decision, I'm on the side of Bunka. But if they decide for a sanctuary in Southeast Asia and the 3 points are correct, I promise for sure I will bring Bunka for free without any salary to this sanctuary. I will acclimate him there, I will introduce him there, and also I will bring him there together, introduce to the other elephants for sure. I promise here I will do this if this is a decision of the Armenian municipality. I don't like to finish this video before I not say you, there was some critics that I was this month, already it's May at the moment, today is 20 May, there was some critics that I was again in Yerevan Zoo and making enrichment for Bunka. Please understand, in the meantime, until we have a decision for Bunka's future, doesn't matter what the decision is, until we have this decision, we need to improve Bunka's daily, all-day life. Yeah, it cannot be that we think, okay, until we have the decision, we let Bunka alone there, just doing nothing and waiting for the decision. No, even in the meantime, I mean the decision can be this year, can be next year, can be in another 10 years, I don't know. I hoped the new enclosure, when I bring him to Yerevan, they said in 2 years we will start with a new enclosure and we will be finished in 1 year. Now it's 8 years, 10 months past and nothing happens. So please, when is the decision? Even in the meantime, doesn't matter how long the meantime is, in the time between now and between the decision, Bunka needs an improvement of his all-day life, of his daily life, under the circumstance what he has there in this facility. I cannot change the facility right now, but I can change his all-day life. I can make more enrichment, sand mountain, car tires, food enrichment, hay feeder, bumper ball and so on. I can continue the target training. I can give him pedicure. I can give him treatment like this new training and this new treatment with his tail. And I can show you how the tip of the tail looked when we first time had the tail in our hands, and take a look what really happens there. It looked like this. So now it is the 20th of May, the day when we did this. This was 8th May, I think. So I show you a picture after 1 month, after 1 week, sorry, after 1 week with treatment how it looked, and it looked much better. Here's a picture. So you see, just after 1 week with the treatment, it looks very much better, and I'm sure in 2 weeks this problem will completely gone, and doesn't matter if it's someday come back, he is trained for this and we can give him the treatment he needs. So this means I'm not satisfied, I'm not happy with the situation that Bunka is alone. I say it in all my videos, I say this in television before he came to Yerevan Zoo. Yeah? But of course we have to improve also his all-day life, and that's why I fly to Yerevan Zoo, to improve his all-day life under the circumstances which are there. I not can make the enclosure bigger when I'm there, but more interesting, more stimulation, more behavioral enrichment. And I think, as you see in my video, if you really look at neutral, let's say like this, it is good for him that he have improvement. That's what I like to say. But I don't like to let you guys go without to introduce you and to take your attention on another elephant which really needs big help, which really is in big need. It is Bonarani in Paphos Zoo in Cyprus, in the European Union. And I know that many of the people from the Free Bunka campaign live in United Kingdom. And when I was in Paphos for visiting this lonely elephant, I saw many tourists from United Kingdom. So it's really, this Paphos is in United Kingdom hand, if you understand what I mean. So please, especially the United Kingdom guys, ask here for activity and for not supporting this zoo. It's a private, not accredited zoo in Paphos in Cyprus, in all European Union. It's not a baby elephant. It was a baby elephant when I was there, but today it's still an elephant calf, almost 10 years younger than Bunka, female Asian elephant, totally alone, separated and isolated in this zoo, lives in a tiny small elephant house, much smaller than Bunka's barn in Yerevan Zoo, live in a small enclosure which is not really elephant safe fenced. I think soon they need a new fencing, because this elephant fence is really just created for a baby elephant, but the elephant gets bigger daily. Huh? And it's not protected contact, it's no target training, it's no target wall, it's free contact with the mahout in the enclosure. And if you are smart, you know what a mahout means. Yeah? And in the stable, is it training or not? I don't know, I not saw. But if I see the door, okay. This elephant is really in need, so I need your activity for this elephant. This must become global, free Bonarani in Paphos Zoo, Cyprus, in European Union. Please also help this elephant. And if you are a real elephant friend, please, on the end credit card here, I will give you a full video about Bonarani. Please watch this video. It's just 4 or 5 minutes. You can please spend this time for getting informations about Bonarani in Paphos Zoo in Cyprus, in the European Union. And another story, if you guys like to learn about a story of Ricky, an elephant which lived in a very horrible circus, which was chained minimum 22 hours a day chained, which was trained with Ankush in the old circus way, and yeah, which I freed with other people, of course, more than 10 years or more than 15 years ago. I freed this elephant, and there was no sanctuary in Europe at this time, so we sent this elephant to an accredited zoo in Poland, but there also is, in this zoo, the life changed a lot for this elephant and improves a lot for this elephant, and still today Wiki is alive, and she is one of the oldest living elephants in Europe. If you like to learn about Wiki's story, please watch also the other video in the end credit card. So that's my video for today. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Bye.